Hello everyone. Today we will learn about the different features under CSV dataset config. We use CSV dataset config in JMeter for parameterization using CSV file, that is an external file. Okay, so we will learn what all options are there under CSV dataset config and how we can implement them. So first of all, I'm opening JMeter where I have recorded a script. This is the script which I already have recorded in my previous session. So it has 6 steps: launch, login, continue flight details, depart, purchase and log off. Okay. Okay. So this is the login request and we will see how we can do parameterization, and we will parameterize username and password. Okay, so first of all, let us use a config element that which is CSV dataset config. Okay, I'm dragging it up towards subtraction, and I need to open a CSV file first so that we can start working with the file. Okay, so let me open a file, Excel. Okay, and I'm giving a name, username and password. So let's pass the value of username test1, password is test1, then username is pyd test, password is pyd test. So these are the two credentials which I am using over here. Okay, so we will save this Excel file over here with the name of test data, test underscore data. Okay, it's saved and I am simply closed it. Now first of all, we'll need to give the path of that file over here. So this is the file which we just created. So let me copy its path from here and pass it here. And what is the name of the file? We save it as a XLS, but we need a CSV file. And so I'm selecting CSV and save it. Yes. Okay. So now I'm closing it. So I'm deleting this extra file. This is the file which we created. Okay. So what next we'll do, we'll open the JMeter script and pass that file name over there. Control paste .csv. So first of all, we need to give the file name over here, whatever file we need to use for to fetch the data. Okay, next is file encoding. This is something we can use to encode the files. If we want to encode the data in the form of UTF-8, 16, ISO, ASCII or anything else, but in general we are not doing that, so I'm leaving it as it is. Next, we need to pass the variable name. So variable name is username comma password. Username and password. Okay, so this is the comma delimited parameters. Okay, as mentioned over here as well, variable names comma delimited, username comma password. Okay, so let me give this variable names with the, let me replace these variable names in the script as well. So this is the username, dollar curly bracket is the syntax in JMeter which we are using to call any variable, and need to pass that variable name. Same thing we'll do with the password, dollar curly bracket password. Okay, so whenever I'll execute this script, it will fetch value of username and password from this file. But in what way we want to fetch that data? It depends upon these multiple conditions which are here displayed here. So we will go one by one. Next is ignore first line. So okay, so we gave the variable name over here as well as in the data file as well. Okay, if you can see over here as well, but it's not necessary. We are doing it so that it will help us in future to make it easy for us to understand what variables we are using. Okay, and what is the order of the variables. So I'm leaving it false. What will happen? It will fetch data from the first row from that file. Okay, so let's first try to replay it and we'll see what data it will fetch. Okay, launch login. So you can see what it fetched. It fetched username and password. That was header in the file. So how we can ignore this? We make it false. Ignore first line. We mention no, I don't want to ignore. But yes, I need to ignore it. If I ignore it, what will happen? It will fetch that data, right, from the second line onward. It will ignore the first line. And if I replay the script again, let me clear this result and replay the script again. Now let's see what happened. So launch is there. So after it, when login will be there, we will see what data it fetch. It should fetch the data which is in the first line. So that is test1 and test1. You can see this time it fetch test1 and test1. Okay, now I'll show you one more scenario with the same combination. If let's say I forgot to mention, or I simply removed variable names over here and it is aligned over here corresponding to this and mentioned in the data file only, and in CSV dataset config I made it blank variable names. Let's see what happened, whether it is fetching data from the file or it is not fetching the data. Okay, we gave the path of the file and variable names are in the file, not in the function CSV dataset config. So let's see whether JMeter will be able to fetch data for the variables or not in this case. Okay, so let's see. Yes, still it can fetch data for us corresponding to test1 and test1. This is the first credential mentioned over there. Okay, so it's our wish whether we want to pass the variable name under this specific option or not. Okay, so next is delimiter. So in the form of delimiter, what we want to use, it can be tab, it can be comma, or it can be anything if we want. We can define it over here. So for now we are using comma. Allow quoted data. So quoted is double quotes. So if we are sending data from the CSV file in the form of quotes, then we need to make it true, otherwise it is false. So we are making it false. We have three options: true, false, edit. So by default it is false, and if we want to send the data in the quotes, then we will make it true, otherwise normally it is false. Okay, the next three options: recycle on end of file, stop thread on end of file, and sharing mode. These are very important to make the data to use the data in different ways. Okay, so now we'll understand recycle on end of file. If we say recycle on end of file, what will happen? It will recycle the data when all the data got consumed from the file. Let's say in my file, CSV file, I put only 2 records are there, right? And if I execute this scenario for 3 times, or let's say it's 4 times. Okay, so for this particular scenario, recycle on end of file. So when my second record got executed, it will recycle and start from the first record. Okay, let me show you this scenario. We'll try again. Now let's see what happened. So execution started. So for first of record we can see it fetch test1 and test1. Now we will go to second record and we see what data is used over there. PYD test, PYD test. So this is the second record present in my data file. So now we will see third time what it fetch. As it was mentioned that we have enabled recycle end of file. So file ended already successfully. So it's recycled and again pick the first record for the third iteration, and for the fourth iteration it picked the again second record. Okay. So this is the recycle on end of file. If I'll make it false, that I don't want recycle on end of file, so what will happen in that case? I'm executing the same scenario, I'm not making any change except this value change, recycle on end of file. Okay, let's execute it now and we'll see. So for first and second iteration, it will fetch, for first iteration it will fetch first record. Okay, that is test1 and test1. When we go to second iteration, it will fetch second record, PYD test and PYD test. But what will happen when it move to third record, because you have disabled this recycle part, right? So now on the third iteration it is not going to pass, it is throwing a, it will throw error and it is passing data, which data? EOF, that is end of file, because there is no data, we cannot recycle, so it is throwing us a message that end of file, file has already ended. And same message we can see in the fourth iteration, end of file. Okay, so what we can do now? So we have a next option as well, stop thread on end of file. We mark this false. When we are recycling mark false, when we are marking false in recycle, then we should stop the thread. So we are making it true over here. If we stop the thread on end of file, okay, so now what will happen? Iterations are 4 and we'll see what happen now. Will it execute 4 iteration or 2 iteration, or what will execute? I'll show you. Okay, so execution started. You see, for first I got test1 and test1. For the second iteration, what I got? Okay, I got PYD test and PYD test. That's it. It won't execute third and fourth iteration. Why? Because in the CSV dataset config we have marked recycle is false, so it will not recycle it. Stop thread on end of file, true. So file is ended after 2 iterations because only 2 records are there, so it stopped it. It's not reuse the data. Okay, so now I'm reverting these two values, and now we will work on the sharing mode. In the sharing mode we have multiple options. We want to share the CSV dataset for config among all threads, or only current thread group, or specific thread. How we want to share it? To understand it, let's do one thing. This is a thread group. Let's make a copy of it and paste it over here. Okay, so I'm giving first thread group name as a thread group 1. This is thread group 2. Okay, and the result is outside. Okay, so now I'm clearing the result, existing result. Sorry, I have started the execution. Let me first clear the result. And what option I selected? All threads. Okay, and let's do one thing. Now we will execute only first one iteration. Okay, so let's see what happens. Or okay, let's do one thing, let's make it 2. It will easy for us to understand now in that case. So for thread group 1, 2 iterations will be executed, and same thing will be thread group 2. Let's start the execution. Okay, so sharing mode is all thread. It will share in the all the threads. So launch is there. So in the login for thread 1, it used PYD test. Okay, and for second one, it picked another record, right? Because it is sharing in both the, because it is shared in the both the thread group. Okay, so next time what will happen? We'll see. In the login request, when we go for the second iteration, it picked test 1 and PYD test. So you can see for the first time, this is my thread group 1 and this is thread group 2. So thread group 1 pick PYD test, okay, for first iteration, and in the second iteration it pick test 1, another record, right? Same way thread group 2 works. First time it picks thread group 1 and second time it picks PYD test. Okay, so now the data is shared between both the thread groups. So it's private to both, like it is considering that CSV dataset config is all is same, thread group 2 is considering. So that is why they are working with us this way. So if we say current thread group, okay, and let's do one thing, let's make it 3 and make it 3. Let me clear the result. So this time what setting we did? Current thread group. Sharing mode is current thread group only. Okay, so now we will see what happened. We started the execution. Okay, so now I'll show you. For first login, if you see, it is test 1, test 1. Okay, and in the second thread group login, same, test 1, test 1. Why? Because it is not shared now. Okay, so we'll move to second iteration. We'll see what data it is. Now this time it picked second record for both the iterations, okay, for both the thread group. Third time what it did, it will pick the first record again. Why? Because end of file part was true. You can see it's true, recycle on end of file. So for it will work for each thread group. Initially it was all thread group. So what was happen, one data was used for thread group 1 iteration 1 and second data was used thread group 2 iteration 1. Then it changed in second iteration. But when we mark it current thread group, so what it did, so two data will be there for thread group 1 and same two data will be there for thread group 2, like I just show you. Now I'm executing current thread. If we select only current thread and we execute, what happens? Let's see. So same 3 iterations will be there. So for first iteration you can see test 1 and test 1 test 1. Okay, for the second iteration, okay, so for second iteration they pick PYD test, and over here again PYD test. So in the third iteration when we come, what data it pick? First record, and same thing with the third iteration of thread group 2. So this is the way parameterization works or CSV dataset config works. So this is the 3 methods how we want to share the CSV dataset config among the thread group. So these are all the ways how we can use CSV dataset config in JMeter. So that is all for this session. In the next session we will discuss about the different component or different part of the JMeter. Okay, thank you.